also knows how to shake with both of his hands. Or his paws, I guess. And here I'm laughing so much because he knows what we call up, which is where he is supposed to jump over an object, such as my leg. In this case, he was being a little off and not really hopping over them. He usually gives a pretty big jump with that. They're starting to get a little bit better, but not perfect. He was a little off on those today. Here I'm making him watch me once again, and then we're trying to work on a reset. Also, spin is a newer trick for him, and it was too hard to do in this situation at first. So I simplified it, lowered my hand, and used a treat as a lure with him. Here I'm trying to make him stay. He didn't listen very well. So for some reason, he is a little scared when he's in certain parts of our living room. It has to do with the heater when it comes on, and the register or vent vibrates a little bit. He hates that noise. So, over in the living room further, he struggles to do his tricks. So I try to use positives with him and give him lots of treats. So Desmond is trained with both voice commands, and he's also trained with hand signals as well. showed to him before, but I would love for him to eventually be able to bring me my slippers. So to start off, basically what I'm doing is putting a treat inside of the slipper. My goal is to get him at this stage interested in the slipper, where then we will work on picking the slippers up and then eventually bringing them to me. This is a fairly tough trick, so we're starting off slow. And right at first, I tried to treat him for any interest that he had in picking up the slipper. He didn't seem to pick up on that game right away, so it took me a few tries of making the slipper very interesting to him. I also simplified it some and just allowed him to show interest in the slipper and would treat him for that. He tried to do several other tricks, like a paw or a shake, thinking that is what I wanted, when in reality all I wanted from him today was to touch his nose on the slipper or possibly grab it. There he did a pretty good one, so what I do is whenever he does a trick correctly, this is even just a portion of the bigger trick that he will learn, but whenever he does what I'm looking for, I click the tiny little clicker in my hand, and all that does is it makes a sound. It is not a bad sound for a dog. After I click the clicker, he has to get a treat. So, and I accidentally left the treats on the floor, and he dug into them. But I realized my shoes were a bit too difficult for him, so I wanted to start with something that he knows is his and is one of his toys. He's pretty good and does not chew up our stuff ever, so I think he was just nervous to even mess with it. But yeah, so back to the clicker. With that clicker training, and here you can see the air came on and scared him a little bit. Whoops. But with the clicker training, when you first start them out as a puppy or any dog, you literally just stand there with the clicker. You click it, and then you give your dog a treat. his mouth. And this is something I wish I had worked with him on when he was younger. He's good at dropping them, but not holding them. So what I'm treating him for is just him even slightly grabbing the toy. Another thing with the positive reinforcement training that we do is we use high value or high dollar treats when he's learning a new trick. So today, when we were working on the hold trick, I was giving him cut up hot dogs. This is not something he gets every day. And when giving him the treats, the pieces are cut up into such tiny, small pieces, and they only get usually one at a time. Every so often, I will give him a jackpot, and that is a few of those treats at once. And he always responds well to it. So here I'm trying to get him to just hold the toy for a second longer before I treat him, or click and then treat, and eventually over time he will hold it for longer and longer. I could tell at the end he was getting a little tired, so I was gonna try up again with him. But this was a fairly long training session. That's a better help from him. This was a long training session, so he was starting to get a little bored from it. He can usually last for about 10 minutes before he's all done. One thing that has really helped with this training was I trained him a lot when he was a puppy, and this really helped him pick up faster on training. And then I always make sure to give him some love at the end. Desmond also did agility for a few years, and so that really helped his training as well. And that's where he's learned the hop from and various things. So he's able to do the seesaw, run through the hoops, and all the stuff like that. And he really enjoys it. His breed is known to like working out. So at the end of this training session, I got out I think it was a cow's ear for him to chew on. And he absolutely loves these. He is so excited here to have his treat. He gets very happy, and now he's trying to sit on me, but he can't find a way to do it. But he's generally always a happy dog, and there he's really trying to sit down. So what I'll do is I'll pet him for a little bit and then give him some space so he can chew his toy, chew his